On February 23, 1945, U.S. Marines from the 28th Regiment, 5th Division, famously raised the American flag atop Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima. This Pacific island, located just 660 miles from Tokyo, was the site of one of World War II's most brutal and renowned battles against Japan. In this image from the U.S. Army Signal Corps, General Douglas MacArthur watches a military operation from a B-17 Flying Fortress gunport on September 5, 1943, during World War II. During this exercise, 1,500 paratroopers landed in Markham Valley near Nadzab, aiming to trap Japanese forces in the Leh and Salamaua area of New Guinea. An unidentified American infantryman lies dead in a battlefield, killed by enemy mortar fire during the assault on Santa Maria Infante, Italy, in May 1944, during World War II. U.S. soldiers from Pennsylvania's 28th Infantry Division march along the Champs-Élysées with the Arc de Triomphe in the background on August 29, 1944, just 4 days after the liberation of Paris, France. In the Pacific theater of World War II, U.S. Marines storm the beach and charge over a dune on Iwo Jima in the Volcano Islands on February 19, 1945. This marked the beginning of one of the war's deadliest battles against Japan. This aerial view shows the extensive destruction of the German city of Cologne caused by Allied air raids during World War II. The Cologne Cathedral, despite suffering blast and shell damage, stands tall on the west bank of the Rhine River on March 12, 1945. To the right, the partially submerged Hohenzollern Bridge can be seen in the Rhine. Allied bombing and shelling on July 19, 1945, left this Berlin subway filled with rubble from shattered pavement and buildings. An unidentified Japanese man assists General Hideki Tojo, making him comfortable on a bed at his home as the former Premier of Japan grimaces from a self-inflicted bullet wound on September 11, 1945. In the background is Russell Brines, an AP correspondent, without a hat. The other man remains unidentified. Surrounded by congressional leaders, President Roosevelt signed the declaration of war against Japan at his White House desk in Washington on December 8, 1941, plunging the U.S. into its second war in 24 years. An Indian sailor pleads for water from a lifeboat adrift on the Indian Ocean in January 1942. AP photographer Frank Pappy Noel captured this moment from his own lifeboat after a Japanese torpedo sank their ship, carrying Noel, the sailors, and others from Singapore. Noel and his fellow survivors eventually reached Sumatra. A French girl places flowers on the freshly dug grave of an American airborne trooper on June 12, 1944, as a token of gratitude for the arrival of Allied liberators on the northern coast of France. The trooper was killed when his glider landed in the Normandy area during World War II.